here yet again in WWE 2K20 Universe Mode, live here for AEW Dynamite. We are on episode 4 of season 1, and we are quickly and fastly making our way to the first ever AEW pay-per-view Double or Nothing, where it was confirmed as of last week Brian Cage will face the best bout machine, Kenny Omega, for the AEW World title in the main event of Double or Nothing. Also to come at Double or Nothing, Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker 2. Yes, the much anticipated rematch for the AEW Women's World Championship will also be seen as one of the greatest champions that AEW has had so far. Hikaru Shida hopes to earn her championship back from the dentist herself, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Also to come on AEW, ladies and gentlemen, we here tonight are going to be seeing both of our main event superstars in action, as Brian Cage and Kenny Omega will both be in action here tonight. Kenny Omega will be in the main event against Powerhouse Hobbs of Team Taz, and the Machine later tonight will be in action against the Jurassic Express own Jungle Boy. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I will have an announcement to make, not just for AEW Double or Nothing, but also for the channel and for the series that has been going pretty strong. But I have a feeling this will change absolutely everything. So be sure to tune in later in the episode to find out what my announcement is. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the action here tonight on AEW's Double or Nothing. I said Double or Nothing. AEW Dynamite, I mean to say. And of course, since we have a ton of respect for our women's division here in AEW, our first match will be an AEW women's match. I keep saying championship.
From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Tia County. Ladies and gentlemen,
as you can see, the women's division going to start us off here on AEW Dynamite as the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist herself, Tia County, tonight will be in action as she takes on the Galaxy's greatest alien, Chris Statlander. Statlander, who has been on quite a roll. Tia County still trying to find her first wave of momentum towards the AEW Women's World Championship. Earlier in the series, she went up against the AEW Women's World Champion, the dentist, Dr. Britt Baker. Unfortunately, came up a little bit short, but proved her worth. She deserves to be here in AEW Double or Nothing, and I have a feeling that will be not the first opportunity or only opportunity that she has to face the Britt Baker or the AEW Women's World Champion somewhere down the line. Tia County, who's a great athlete, she has what it takes, but at the same time, so does this woman. And I'm talking about the Galaxy's greatest alien, the woman who has yet to be defeated here in AEW Dynamite, Chris Statlander. Who knew people from the Andromeda Galaxy could be such athletes?
And from New York, Chris
Statlander, who last week picked up a great win over the Russian superstar Layla Hirsch, legit Layla Hirsch. Chris Statlander, who has proven her worth, and also very much like Tia County and every woman here in our women's division deserves to be on this great brand. And all the women here are pining for one thing: the AEW Women's World Championship. Could we be seeing a future champion in Statlander or Tia County? That will be determined later on in this series. But as of now, our women's division ready to show what they're ready and willing. And now Statlander, a nice takedown there. Tia County, with a nice takedown on Statlander. But Statlander backs Tia County up in the corner, and this could be troublesome. Look at that. Oh, man. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, later tonight I will have an announcement that will completely change this channel, the series, and everything you know about WWE and pro wrestling itself. So please be sure to tune in for what the announcement's going to be. It is something that I've been talking about for a very long time. Many of you have suggested it to me, And I'm finally going to do what every great star does and take my people's advice. Listen to the people. You got to give the people what they want. Statlander is somebody who knows very much about that. But this is not the time for jokes, because seriously, this announcement and this decision is something that seriously may change the way everybody thinks about my channel and how I play and everything that I post on here. But I promise you, it will not disappoint. But back to this matchup, Chris Statlander and Ty Conti very well evenly matched in the early goings. No, neither woman given either the wiggle room right now. Conti reverses and gets Statlander in the corner. What could Ty Conti have in mind here? She has Chris Statlander at the top. And now could be looking for a superplex here on the Galaxy's Greatest Alien. But Statlander able to fight it off. And look at this. Oh! The Area 5150 splash from Statlander. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but still, Ty Conti only a count of 2. It doesn't put her down.
Harsh impact. Roundhouse kick.
And if you're Britt Baker, then you gotta be looking out for both of these ladies. They both have what it takes to be the best in this division.
From the middle rope.
And Statlander, another nice splash to Ty Conti. Into another cover, shoulders are down.
And again, she refuses to
Another
stand.
roll up.
Not even close. Oh, she turns it around.
Ty Conti reverses the elbow strike from Statlander and now targets the arm. Very, very smart by Ty Conti. This is that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and karate background that she is so known for. I've seen a lot of people in MMA do that same tactic as well.
Targeting the stomach.
Ty Conti now gets Statlander into the corner. What could she possibly be thinking? Oh no, she could be thinking for that superplex. She didn't get it earlier. Another shot to the face of Statlander. It looks like Ty Conti may have her this time. All the way up. And what comes up must go down. A beautiful superplex from Ty Conti. That could be a turning point in this match, and another big drop kick. And Statlander forced to use the ropes to get back up to her feet.
There's going to be a lot of offense in this match.
And now look at, oh, Chris Statlander dumps Ty Conti to the outside. I don't know if Ty was able to catch her feet under her or not. And both of these women so evenly matched. It's great to see the both of them in action. They both bring something so unique to this company. Ty Conti misses the roundhouse.
An impressive series of moves.
And Ty Conti misses again, even though Statlander missed herself. And a Russian leg sweep takes down the Galaxy's Greatest Alien. Ooh, and a huge bicycle pump kick.
Swings in momentum. Every push has been cut off.
And Statlander is killing here tonight. As Ty Conti up in the electric chair. And drops her face down. That could be the closing factor of this matchup. Does Statlander have another win in the books? No! Ty Conti kicks out again.
I can't believe she kicked out there.
And Statlander again with that leg drop.
She ducks out of the way there. Oh, nasty impact.
What could Statlander have in mind for Ty Conti? Has her up in the corner. Now what could Statlander be looking for? Could be giving Ty Conti a taste of her own medicine after that superplex, and it looks like she is. And a superplex of her own.
She's efficient and dangerous with her offense thus far.
And now Chris Statlander has Ty Conti up for the Big Bang Theory.
Put the exclamation point. Shoulders down.
You could say that against Saxton. Statlander's put away many women, but not Ty Conti with it just yet. Statlander in disbelief how Ty Conti kicked out of the Big Bang Theory. Almost nobody here in AEW has kicked out of it.
Looking stunned, looking rocked. Oh
And Statlander again gonna look for another superplex, maybe on Tay Conti. Yes, she is. Both women taking so much punishment, especially Tay Conti. Statlander again to the top. Gonna look for that 450, and she got her. And do a cover to put down the Brazilian baddie. Still no. You can say that against Saxton. Both of these women so evenly matched. I've been saying it throughout this whole ordeal. And it looked like Tay Conti may have been looking for something. But wait a minute. Statlander. Ooh, what a kick. And went for another one, but Conti, look, here she comes, stiff strikes. And ooh. A next kick caught Statlander right on the bridge of the nose. She may feel that one in the morning. And Tay Conti able to get out of whatever Statlander was looking for. And then now a clothesline. A second one. Ducks under. Super kick party. And just like that, Statlander is now on the ropes. Literally. Oh, never mind. She's thrown to the outside, off over the top ropes. And what a way this is to kick off this episode of AEW Dynamite. A Hurricane Rana connects on Statlander. And now Statlander trying to look for something, but Conti with a reverse STO, and Statlander again smartly rolls to the outside. And Conti, oh man, what a hip toss. Back in from the floor. Oh my goodness. And now Tay Conti could be looking for something to put this away. But Statlander not willing to give any wiggle room for Tay Conti whatsoever. Ooh, and a stiff forearm. An electric chair. Yet again, Statlander plants her. But she's not finished. Picks Tay Conti back up. Yet again for the second time in this match. The Big Bang Theory. Into a third, and could it be final cover? Yes, it is. Chalk it up. Statlander, another huge hard-fought win, but take nothing away from Tay Conti. Put up one hell of a battle, showed absolute resiliency. Statlander offering the boot, and yes, she is. She's gonna take it. Great sportsmanship from both of these women. They both deserve it. Give them both a round of applause. And wow, that was a fire way to kick off AEW's Dynamite. Britt Baker, I hope you're watching, because in the future you could be having possible contenders in either one of these two. And in my opinion, they both deserve an opportunity to be AEW Women's World Champion in the future. But if you want to talk about opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, then you're going to have to look no further than Double or Nothing. And no, this is not the announcement I was referring to. Trust me, you all will know what the announcement is by the time this video ends. But an announcement I am going to make is that at AEW's pay-per-view Double or Nothing. Let me try that again. I'm very, very sorry. Let me try that again. At AEW's first pay-per-view Double or Nothing, in our kickoff match, we will be the Double or Nothing Casino Battle Royal. 30 men from AEW or from anywhere really will compete in an over-the-top rope battle royal. The winner of that battle royal gets a championship opportunity against a champion of their choosing. It can be the AEW World Championship, the TNT title, or even the AEW Tag Team Championships. And we all know the tag team division has been going hard and strong here on this brand. Speaking of tag teams, we are not going to be seeing some in our up next coming match. However, the two of these men are both a part of teams, and I have a feeling if they were in a tag team match against each other, they would burn the house down. I'm talking about the Varsity Blondes and the Acclaimed. But as of tonight, no tag team match between the two of them. Instead, Brian Pillman Jr. of the Varsity Blondes will take on the self-proclaimed rap god and burn fire, Max Caster of the Acclaimed. Both tag teams have been seen here in AEW before. Both of the teams are very much appreciated by their peers and talked about in the locker room, and I can't wait to see them in action here tonight. And now here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Acclaimed. On the right there is Anthony Bowens. The left there with the headphones is Max Caster.
Making his way to the ring from Long Island, New York, weighing in at 230 pounds, Platinum Max Castro.
Self-proclaimed Platinum Max Caster along there dancing in the back with Anthony Bowens. And both men are trying to state their claim to be the top tag team here in AEW. And all tag teams are gunning for the Young Bucks, the current AEW World Tag Team Champions, who will be in action later tonight as Nick and Matt will take on the Bastard Pack and Penta El Zero Miedo of Death Triangle. Death Triangle also have an opportunity for the AEW Tag Team titles against Nick and Matt at Double or Nothing after picking up a big win in the first episode, of AEW. And Max Caster, you can see he is not too impressed, but sure as hell I am.
Max Castro from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 220 pounds, Ryan Bill Man Jr.
As you can see, the one already in the ring, Brian Pillman Jr., his tag team partner, Griff Garrison on the left. They make the Varsity Blondes. Brian Pillman Jr., a second-generation athlete. His father, obviously, the one and only Flying Brian. And Griff Garrison, who's made an impact here on AEW on one or more occasions, I might say. Brian Pillman Jr., also known for his work in MLW as a part of the Hart Foundation with Teddy Hart and Davey Boy Smith Jr. And already tonight, Brian Pillman going to start things off with Max Caster. And a nice superplex, and already the game's glitching out like crazy. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I try to keep this realistic as possible. And now here we go, Brian Pillman Jr. Oh, taken down with a clothesline. As I was about to say, he's gaining some momentum over Caster. All four of these men at such young ages, a lot of prosperity between them. I mean, look at Max Caster, not just a pro wrestler, but an up-and-coming artist. He just released, I believe, 2 separate albums within the last 3 years. And Brian Pillman Jr. trying to find his own success here in AEW, and the kick out there for Max Caster. And this isn't the first these two teams have fought. They fought earlier in the season, I believe back in episode 2 of AEW, where the Varsity Blondes came out victorious. And I have a feeling Bowens and Caster have not forgotten that loss. And look at that, Brian Pillman Jr. He's feeling it. Oh, went for the baseball slide, but Caster able to sidestep. And now Brian Pillman Jr. going to probably look for another superplex like he did earlier in the night. And later tonight, ladies and gentlemen, remember our main event to come. the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega before he defends the championship against the Machine Brian Cage at Double or Nothing. Tonight will be in action against one member of Team Taz, and that is Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs, who definitely lives up to his name. He certainly is the powerhouse. And I wish Kenny Omega the best of luck and facing him here tonight. But as you saw, a nice elbow drop there from Max Caster.
Oh my God.
Oh, backbreaker there from Caster, and look at that. Arrogant agility, but he's able to pull it off. And a stomping a mud hole into the second generation superstar. And Brian Pillman Jr. trying to fight back. And remember, Brian Pillman Jr., who was a part of MLW at one point, I was trying to ask him earlier if we were expected to see him in the MLW Battle Riot. He said that is just a speculation, and just like speculation, nothing is confirmed. I do not know exactly what he means by that, but what I did see is him delivering a nice slap to the face, almost like a bitch slap to Max Caster. Maybe that'll shut him up for a little while. And now Pillman at the top row begging Caster to please get back up to his feet. Griff Garrison tearing on his tag team partners. A nice hammer strike lands on Caster. Pillman Jr. into another cover on Platinum Max, but not enough. And a nice European uppercut there. But Caster able to reverse, and what a right hand. Completely floored Brian Pillman Jr. And an uppercut takes down the second generation athlete yet again. And it spikes him with a DDT. And Caster with a big boot to the face of Brian Pillman Jr. Into a cover on Pillman. Two. No, not enough. Pillman barely got that shoulder up. Caster could have had the win right then and there.
He has something big planned.
And now, oh, what a knee. And now Max Caster is probably thinking, what could I do now? And I think he knows what he's looking for. And he calls that the Acclaim to Fame. Into a cover on Brian. Two. And that was enough. Max Caster calls that the Acclaim to Fame. And Platinum Max. Oh, wait a minute, Brian Pillman Jr. extending the hand.
And this I love. This I absolutely love.
Sportsmanship from Max Caster. That's quite uncommon and unexpected from the young athlete.
Great sportsmanship.
Well, nevertheless, I never thought I would see that ever from Platinum Max, but like I said, I guess anything is possible here in AEW. But nevertheless, Max Caster victorious over Brian Pillman Jr. here tonight in a clean, decisive fashion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think now, before we move on with AEW, I think I should tell you the announcement that I was going to make later in the night, but I feel as though I should make it now. You see, I love AEW, I love the MLW, I love everything that we've been doing here on the channel, and I love AEW as a company in general. I think it's the best wrestling company right now as of date. I'm sorry, WWE, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, after Double or Nothing and the MLW Battle Riot, the series for AEW, MLW, and NWA Power will unfortunately be put on pause. It's not ending, but it's coming to an abrupt pause, because many of you were texting me on Instagram saying, oh, there are these new cause and superstars that we posted that we want you to do some videos on. And many of you said that NXT is starting to get back on a good track here and there. So this is what I've decided to do. It took a lot of thought and a lot of doing and a lot of pre-planning, I should say. But NXT, in a way, will be coming back to this channel. We will be doing something a little different, and that's what I call the evolution of NXT. It'll be a quick and easy few videos and time lapse from the beginning of NXT to where it was crowning the first championship to now, where we are seeing some of the best athletes from NXT compete, not just in the WWE, but all over the world. So I say, get your post notifications ready, tell your friends, because the evolution of NXT is going to be upon us very, very soon. And for those of you thinking, no, I will not be incorporating any Monday Night Raw, SmackDown videos like that. I will not have AEW rivaling. It'll just be a little series of NXT making its uprising from what it was supposed to be to what it is now. I hope you very much enjoy the up-and-coming series. Remember, it'll be after the AEW pay-per-view Double or Nothing and after the MLW Battle Riot. I hope, and I truly hope, all of you have some great cause and create where I can find the superstars that I have in mind. If you have any suggestions on the kind of matches that you want to see in NXT, if you want to see some of your favorite matches from NXT recreated, I will try to do so. And I will try to give the people what they want. But as for now, we are continuing with AEW, NWA Power, and MLW Fusion.
Weighing in at 247 pounds. Guys, this one promises.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're continuing on with one of our great matches here tonight. And this machine, this beast, before he collides with Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship, tonight Brian Cage takes on Jungle Boy of Jurassic Express. Brian Cage, who last week won a fatal four-way eliminator match to face Kenny Omega. He defeated Rey Fenix, he defeated Jon Moxley, he defeated Hangman Adam Page, four of the best from AEW. This is the same man who took out Darby Allin a few weeks ago, and we have still not seen or heard from Darby or even Sting. Brian Cage has been on an absolute tear. But could this man, this young man, possibly derail the momentum of Cage? On the right is the dinosaur himself, Luchasaurus. And right there in the foreground is Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, as you see right there, a young prospect in the making. Many of you love Jungle Boy. He's one of my beloved favorites himself. And ladies and gentlemen, Jungle Boy, without a doubt, I have a feeling he can't say that he is not nervous here tonight, because that would be an absolute lie in my opinion. Even I wouldn't want to be really stepping into the ring with Brian Cage, especially when he's trying to build momentum for a world title opportunity. Yeesh.
Let's just call it for what it is.
And now here we go. Cage now with that flatliner to Jungle Boy, and Cage and Taz and Ricky Starks, the Team Taz, already are loving this. And Cage, as you saw, just whiplash Jungle Boy right into the corner. And look at the machine, Kenny Omega. I hope you know what you're getting yourself into, because this machine is what you're going to have to contend with in just two short weeks at Double or Nothing, and a sit-out power bomb from Brian Cage. But Jungle Boy caught him, I think, right in the eye socket with that kick, and now Jungle Boy trying to fight back. And now look at Cage, sweeps the leg and power bombs Jungle Boy.
He's lost some of his wind now. Taking on some offense.
And now Cage on the middle rope. We're looking for a moonsault, but Jungle Boy gets the knees up. Drove the knees right into the gut of Brian Cage, and a nice scissors kick takes down the machine. But now Cage is pissed. He's cracked. He's about to go nuts. Cage with an enziguri out of the corner. And Taz and Ricky Starks are loving every single second of it.
How impressive was that reversal?
And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to tune in the next coming episode of MLW Fusion, as Jacob Fatu and Joseph Samael will have some words for the universe of MLW Fusion. We will also still hear from El Jefe on MLW. As the MLW Battle Riot quickly approaches, many of you are still saying you're placing your bets on who do you think we'll see and who will win at the MLW Battle Riot. Now Brian Cage back to this matchup. Cage already still so offensive, still so dominant in this match against his opposition. Now Jungle Boy sweeps the leg, caught Cage's leg. I think Cage may have been looking for a power bomb. And Cage spiked with a DDT, but right back up. Cage immediately back up to his feet, but Jungle Boy able to derail it. And now Taz telling Cage to get his ass back in there. And now Cage again on the assault. And Jungle Boy could be in some serious trouble. And again gets the knees up from the moonsault of Cage. I'm telling you, if Cage hits that moonsault, it could be all over for Jungle Boy. Now Jungle Boy able to whip Cage in the corner.
Saw that one coming. Lightning fast reflexes.
And now Cage about to put Jungle Boy at the top rope. What does the Machine have in mind? And Jungle Boy's in a precarious position right now. Cage on the second rope. Jungle Boy, who's about to be over 12 feet in the air. A superplex. Jesus Christ. Now look at this, the strength of Cage, just deadlifting a grown man. I don't care how young Jungle Boy is. He is still a grown man, and Cage just picked him up with ease.
He won't quit, but it might be better if he did.
And now Cage with a back suplex powerbomb into a cover, but that could have been it. But Jungle Boy able to get the shoulder up. And now Cage gonna go all for nothing. And a huge elbow right to the gut. And now Cage is looking at the dead, limp carcass almost of Jungle Boy.
Tying up the legs now.
And this is what Kenny Omega is going to have to deal with in 2 short weeks. And now Cage. Oh no, Kenny Omega, take a good look at this move. I hope you're watching. Because Cage is about to drill claw Jungle Boy head first into the mat. Hook of the leg. Somehow Jungle Boy just kicked out. I don't know how Jungle Boy kicked out, but either way it's not gonna do him any good, because here comes Cage yet again. And now Cage with Jungle Boy on one shoulder drives him into the opposite corner. And now gonna go right back. The power and speed of Cage is absolutely frightening. And now Cage, Jungle Boy up high. And F5! And now Cage, he's signaling the time has come to end it. Cage probably speculating, what am I going to do? Am I going to drop him on his head again? Oh, wait a minute now. Cage kick to the midsection. We saw this last week on Adam Page. The Weapon X! Into a cover on Jungle Boy. Hooks the leg, and Jungle Boy can't kick out. What a display. And Brian Cage victorious here tonight, and Jungle Boy gonna get some respect from Brian Cage. The Machine builds his momentum for Double or Nothing. And Cage, despite being a part of Team Taz, shows some mercy, shows some restraint. And Cage, it looks like he's ready for his shot at championship gold. The world title couldn't just be coming home with the Machine, but it could well be coming home around the waist of Team Taz. With Ricky Starks already the FTW World Champion after defeating Brian Cage in a strict one-on-one match just for supremacy in that championship, we could be seeing two pieces of gold around the waist of Team Taz. Kenny Omega, I really hope you are taking notes. I really hope that you have some kind of precaution or game plan, because you are going to need it. But nevertheless, speaking of Kenny Omega and championships, these two teams will face off at Double or Nothing for the AEW World Tag Team Championships as Penta El Zero Miedo and Pack of Death Triangle team up tonight to take on the AEW Tag Team Champions, the self-proclaimed greatest tag team in the world, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, ever since realigning with Kenny Omega and Don Callis and the Good Brothers, have built quite the negative reputation. I had respect for them. I appreciated them. I loved them at one point. But once Nick and Matt were forced with their decision, they took it. And now I can't even look at them the same. But nevertheless, they are still the tag team champions. They are set to defend them at Double or Nothing. And I say good luck to Nick and Matt. Despite them knowing both Pac and Penta very well, those two men of Death Triangle definitely can pull off some of the most unexpected feats of agility, strength, and resiliency that I have ever seen in my life. Also, Phoenix not going to be accompanying Death Triangle to the ring. We have not heard from Phoenix ever since the loss last week on AEW Dynamite in that Fatal 4-Way Eliminator. It looked like on one or more occasions Phoenix could have come out #1 contender, but unfortunately it wasn't in the calling cards. I feel bad for Phoenix. Hopefully we can get some words from him. But for now, we got to keep the show rolling. The show must go on here in California. And now, here we go. Lights are dimmed down for Penta El Zero Miedo and the Bastard Pac. On the right is the Bastard Pac. With the mask on the left is Penta El Zero Miedo along with Rey Fenix. They make Death Triangle.
On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 417 pounds. Stay with us. We've got a huge tag team match coming up.
These two, without a doubt, have pretty great chemistry with one another. I don't think Penta will have the same connection that he has with Phoenix's younger brother that he has with Pac. I don't think they'll I don't think him and Pac will have that same bond or connection. But nevertheless, that's not going to stop them from getting what they want. And what they want are the AEW Tag Team titles. And I wish Pac and Penta both the greatest amount of luck come Double or Nothing. And speaking of men who are going to need some luck, from what I'm being told, these two don't need luck because they're too damn lucky. The current AEW Tag Team Champions, which their belts are being covered up by their jackets, their custom-made jackets. Right there with the orange headband is Matt Jackson. The younger brother with the blue headband is Nick Jackson. They are the Young Bucks. Despite them not being the most beloved or respected tag team here in AEW, they still are one of the greats. Every wrestling company, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, they have one tag team championships in. And AEW was no different. Along with Kenny Omega, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Don Callis, Michael Nakazawa, and even that stooge Brandon Cutler, they make the Elite, the new revamped Elite. There's no Adam Page in the Elite, no Cody, no Marty Scurll, no Tama Tonga, no Tonga Loa, no old Bullet Club members in the Elite except for these 5 men. And now Penta tied up with Matt Jackson.
It has been a roller coaster, and I don't think the ups and downs.
And Matt drives the knee into the spine of Penta. And just like that, Matt Jackson miscalculated. And remember, this is not the first time that Penta and Matt have met in the ring together. If you remember the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks past battles on AEW programming. I didn't mean AEW programming. I meant also on AEW pay-per-views, for example, Double or Nothing, or even Revolution when they went at it for the AAA Tag Team titles. They brought down the roof every single time. And now Penta displaying his own show of power. And now Penta gonna tag in the Bastard Pack. Matt gonna be able to make the tag to his brother Nick. Now remember, they don't call Pack a bastard for nothing. And Nick, what a stunner there. Very innovative. And now Nick, what is he looking for? Oh, raking the skin on the back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Jackson just bringing the fight right to the Bastard. And the Bastard a little too fast for Nick, as Nick Jackson gets taken off his feet by Pac.
A striking blow.
And bada bing, bada boom, just like that, Pac throws Nick into the Death Triangle's corner. Nick may not want to be here. Great work, followed by some kicks from Death Triangle. Penta into a cover. Come on, ref. But only a count of one. That ref should have been there a little bit earlier, don't y'all think? And ooh, a stiff super kick. And look at that, Penta, zero miedo. And Matt now gonna get himself some of Penta. Ooh, strong right there. Just drop the man with zero fear.
He just cannot be caught. That is a great reversal. That'll fillet your chest.
And now Matt throws Penta into the corner, but Penta gets out of it.
I gotta say, I'm impressed. Oh, look at this. Take down.
But Matt Jackson takes him down yet again. And now Matt, look at that, with a bad back and all, power bombs Penta.
Grinded him down a little. Well, it's not dire consequences for him here.
And Penta is now in trouble.
He might want to think about getting his partner in there for a bit.
Penta could be in some serious trouble. Matt throws Penta back into the Young Bucks corner, and here we go. Some of the old tag team work from the Young Bucks. Classic YB. Classic. And Nick not gonna let Penta get the tag to the Bastard. And you saw how Penta was able to avoid the super kick, but can't avoid the drop kick. But Penta, very, very smart. Rolls to the outside, but it's not going to do him any good because look at which side he's on. And now Penta retreating back inside the ring. Throws Nick in the corner, able to catch him off guard. Kick to the knee. What does Penta have in mind? Oh, wait a minute. Out of nowhere, the Mexican Destroyer.
It's decision time, Cole. Does he try to get back on
the Mexican Destroyer by Penta. And now look at this, back in Lucha Underground, they called him the Breaker of Bones. And he may have just broken the bones in the leg of Nick Jackson. And now the Bastard Pack comes in. And Nick Jackson looks like he was sizing up for another super kick. But Pack with an enziguri. Look at that. That is why he is a bastard. Now Pack going to display some of his strength. And that's deadlift German suplex cover on Nick, but not enough. And these two teams, remember, they're set to collide at Double or Nothing for the tag team titles. And Pac with a standing shooting star. Into a cover again on Nick. Not enough. Still only a 1. And you can see Matt there with some look of concern for his brother. And now Pac with an inverted Hurricane Rana. This could be quite bad for Nick Jackson if he does not make the tag to his brother Matt. And now Pac, what is he looking for? Ooh, an inverted 450. Hooks both legs, shoulders down. No! Nick able to kick out somehow. And Pac begging Nick Jackson, come on, keep fighting. Oh no, wait a minute. Now Nick with another stunner has Pac reeling. If I were him, I would make the tag to my brother. And breaking the back yet again. Come on, Nick. This is not the time. Nice German, but come on, you gotta think of something. You gotta put Pac away. Put him away. Put him away now. And Nick, nice drop kick to the face, and in comes Matt Jackson. And now Matt, kick to the midsection. Those Air 1 Jordans starting to getting a little crease on Nick and Matt. And now into a cover on the bastard, but not even a 1. If this doesn't display the resiliency of the bastard, then I don't know what will. And now Penta begging for the tag, and he got him. In comes Penta. And Penta trying to do everything he can to keep the hopes of Death Triangle's momentum alive for Double or Nothing. Penta now throws Matt into the corner. Connects with the monkey flip. And now Penta to the top rope. What could Penta be thinking? He's semi-comfortable up there. Looking for the double foot stomp, but can't find it. Matt gonna connect with a super kick. No, can't find it. And Penta's able to reverse. And now Penta. Oh, wait a minute. What does he have in mind here? Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. We've seen this many times. Lucha Underground. Oh! May have just broken the arm of Matt Jackson. Brandon Cutler, I hope you have enough cool spray to clean up that injury. But Penta now. The package pile driver. Cover on Matt. Could this be enough to defeat the tag team champions before Double or Nothing? Yes, it is. Nick couldn't make it in time. Pac was there. And just like that, we see another great match between two rivaling teams. Right there was when the tide started to turn for Death Triangle. They started to get some momentum on their side. And Matt Jackson, somebody may need to check on him. His arm may be broken after what Penta just did. And Penta and Pac, we could be looking at the next AEW World Tag Team Champions. They put up one hell of a fight here tonight, and I have a feeling at Double or Nothing, the fight that they're going to put up against the Young Bucks for the tag titles will be no different. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight on AEW has been red hot. We have not stopped with the action that we have here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, many of you were wondering about the TNT Championship situation. Do we have an opponent for the self-proclaimed God's greatest champion, Miro? Not as of yet. I know it is embarrassing. We're 2 weeks away from a show, and for one of our championships, we don't even have a match. Do not worry, because up next, Mr. Brody Lee claims that he will be the next TNT champion after Double or Nothing. So tonight, I put Mr. Brody Lee and Miro in action here tonight. Dark Order, excuse me, sorry about that. the Dark Order going to accompany Mr. Brody Lee to the ring, and I have a feeling Mr. Brody Lee could make good on his promise to be the new TNT champion. But when you have someone like Miro, the size, the scary speed, the all-angered enthusiasm that he brings with him, all anger, it makes him way, way dangerous. So I wish Mr. Brody Lee the best of luck. Same to the rest of the Dark Order if they want to cross paths with Miro. But up next, you see it, you're gonna get it. Mr. Brody Lee versus Miro. And ladies and gentlemen, I just realized that I have forgotten something here in my script just now. I'm just kidding, nothing here is scripted. This is all just me and speculation. But ladies and gentlemen, up next, yes, it is confirmed, Mr. Brody Lee and Miro. And later on tonight, our main event still to come, the AEW World Champion, before he collides with Brian Cage for the title. Kenny Omega said to take on Team Taz's Powerhouse Hobbs later on tonight in the main event. But now back to ringside as we are prepared to see the battle between two of possibly the greatest TNT champions of all time. First, from my home state of New York, Mr. Brody. That's Alex Reynolds. Where's Mr. Brody Lee? Ah, there he is. Accompanied by Alex Reynolds and little boy Meat Castle himself, John Silver.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Rochester, New York, weighing in at 270 pounds, Brody Lee.
Mr. Brody Lee on the left there with the exalted white jacket that he wore in his last TNT title match. And rest in peace to the real Mr. Brody Lee. It is a shame that he had to leave us. He was such a great superstar. We wish him and his family and the Dark Order the best of luck on their future contingencies. But now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the TNT champion.
And his opponent from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing in at 304 pounds, one half of the Mean O.
Self-proclaimed God's greatest champion, defeated Darby Allin in a hard-fought match. Ever since then, has been an on-road of destruction. This man has not been slowed, he's not been stopped, and he's not had any feelings towards his actions whatsoever. I really wish all who step up to Miro the best of luck. I especially say that to Mr. Brody Lee because Miro has been on an absolute tear ever since he won the TNT Championship. And AEW Double or Nothing is where Miro and Mr. Brody Lee will face off yet again, but this time it'll be for the TNT title. This is a straight singles non-title match. And Mr. Brody Lee, a pump handle already, and throws Miro over his head. And John Silver and Alex Reynolds right behind there supporting Mr. Brody Lee.
That's true. It's a gift very few are blessed with. The heart of these competitors is showing through.
And Mr. Brody Lee misses the super kick, but Miro drops Brody Lee right on his face.
The WWE Universe is ready to erupt. Are we close to the beginning of the end?
Now Miro stomped to the spine, and Miro focuses on the spine of Mr. Brody Lee, then the match could be over sooner rather than later. And just as I say that, the spine buster connects. And Miro says he's willing to take on all contenders, no matter size, experience, strength, or skill. And a super kick finally connects. But Miro not phased by it at all. Whoa. That is some terrifying and manly speed. And the bad part about this is all Reynolds and Silver can do is watch as Mr. Brody Lee right now is just taking a beating from Miro. Oh my goodness! A man Miro's size should not be able to perform a spinning heel kick like that.
Great agility there. A striking blow.
And now Mr. Brody Lee clotheslines Miro to the outside. And now Brody Lee, this could be an opening. But look at that, Miro able to get out of the way and get back into the ring just in the nick of time. And look at this, just choking the life out of Miro with the top rope.
He goes for the cover.
Miro, into a cover on Miro goes Mr. Brody Lee, but not even a 1 count. Well, I think that probably was just a 1 count.
Boom, right the button. Oh, nasty impact. Super.
And another super kick from Mr. Brody Lee. And now here he goes. This is the former TNT champion I remember. The ground and pound on Miro. And look at this. Look at Silver. He's hyping himself up. He loves it. And now Miro thrown in the corner right in front of the Dark Order. Miro placed at the top rope. God knows what Mr. Brody Lee could have in mind, but Miro either way sidesteps, and it looked like he could have been going for some high-risk offense. But Mr. Brody Lee puts him back at the top. And now what could Mr. Brody Lee be looking for? Oh my God, the strength! The strength of Mr. Brody Lee to toss Miro over his head into the center of the ring. Only a 2. And you see Mr. Brody Lee trying to put up a huge fight as much as he can. But at the same time, so is Miro. These two so evenly matched. They both have similar heights and shapes and size. Now Miro ricochets Mr. Brody Lee. Brody Lee catches himself on the ropes. And oh, a big boot caught Miro in the back of the neck. That could probably be it for the TNT champion. No, able to get the shoulder up. And now all stiff right there from Miro. And a takedown onto Mr. Brody Lee. And what can Miro be thinking about now? Ooh. That was a pretty strong clothesline, if I do say so myself. And the Dark Order is starting to get worrisome, but I wouldn't fear it from a veteran like Mr. Brody Lee. Now Miro. Oh, ooh! A kick of his own to the back of the neck of Brody Lee. And now the challenger for the TNT title could be in a predicament. Miro into a cover, shoulders are down, ref is there to count, but only a 1.
That's exactly what we are seeing.
And both of these men just throwing haymakers at each other. And right there, Miro with a huge kick of his own. He says, game over. And now into that accolade. That could be the beginning of the end. Miro, can he force Brody Lee to tap out just 2 weeks before Double or Nothing? It's wrenched in deep, pulling back on the spine of Mr. Brody Lee. But somehow, Mr. Brody Lee able to get out of it. And now Mr. Brody Lee, the discus lariat from out of nowhere. Doesn't hook the leg immediately into the cover. And if that happens at Double or Nothing, we crown a new TNT champion. The first ever 2-time TNT champion. And Mr. Brody Lee took the fight, took some punishment from Miro, but in the end, it was all worth it because now we know Mr. Brody Lee can defeat the God's greatest champion. He can defeat Miro. And if that happens at Double or Nothing, we are going to have a new TNT champion, and John Silver and Alex Reynolds right there to congratulate their exalted one and the leader of the Dark Order. And ladies and gentlemen, Miro may have taken Mr. Brody Lee's greatness for granted. He may have doubted and gotten a little too overconfident with what Mr. Brody Lee can actually do in that ring. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our semi-main event. As you see, legit Layla Hirsch, who last week made her debut against Chris Statlander, put up a hard-fought battle against the Galaxy's greatest alien, but ultimately could not keep her down for the 1-2-3. Instead, Layla Hirsch, instead of getting pushed to AEW Dark, as I'm sure the real Tony Khan would have done, with all due respect, Mr. Khan, I love AEW, we are going to keep making sure that she proves her name, legit Layla Hirsch. And she's going to have a big opportunity to put herself over as she takes on the AEW Women's World Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Britt Baker, who has been on quite the hot streak herself. 2 wins over former opponent Tai Conti, a win over Hikaru Shida, and she is set to defend the title against her rival Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing in the semi-main event as well. Hikaru Shida, who has been proving herself, trying to do everything possible to ensure that she has everything needed to be a 2-time AEW Women's World Champion. Could Hikaru Shida make history in Las Vegas in just 2 weeks? That's the big question. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, next week, after MLW, will be the MLW Battle Riot. You do not want to miss it.
Making her way to the ring from Hackettstown, New Jersey, Linda Hicks.
Legit Layla Hirsch making her way to the ring. But as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to tune in, because after MLW Fusion on the next video, there will be MLW's Battle Riot. You do not want to miss it. We have confirmation of all the men and women who are set to compete and premiere on MLW Battle Riot. We also know that Jacob Fatu will defend the MLW World Championship against Mil Muertes. Mil Muertes, who will also be in action on the next episode of MLW Fusion against Matt Cross. But Mil Muertes could have the biggest opportunity for himself and Azteca Underground, as he will take on one of the most toughest and roughest champions that MLW has ever produced and Contra has ever brought. But ladies and gentlemen, here comes legit Layla Hirsch's opponent, the current AEW Women's World Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Britt Baker, who is set to defend the title against Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing. And now already Britt Baker can't even finish her entrance. Legit Layla Hirsch wants to prove herself.
This is what WWE's all about.
And now Britt Baker gonna get her beautiful championship out of there. I have a feeling that championship will be a factor. It did for Myron Reed when he defended the middleweight title 2 weeks ago against Flamita. And now legit Layla Hirsch trying to get Britt Baker off her feet. Almost had her. We know the power game that legit Layla Hirsch has. We saw it on display last week against Chris Statlander. And just like that, a quick DDT to Layla Hirsch, but it's not enough to keep her down. And look at that, Britt Baker just egging on Layla Hirsch. But look at the strength of the female Russian athlete. And look at that, those strong legs bending the spine of Britt Baker.
Not what she was looking for.
And oh, what a super kick. Caught her right on the jaw, may have knocked a few teeth out. But I'm sure if Layla Hirsch has enough respect from Britt Baker, she could get an appointment.
Oh my God, what an elbow. Plenty of hits coming
Another stiff elbow from Britt Baker. Oh, and that one may have knocked her out. A cover on Layla Hirsch, but not enough to keep the Russian female down.
She returns the favor there.
And now a crucifix roll. Could have gone for the cover there on Britt Baker, but chose not to. I don't know why.
Oh, had that well scouted.
And now Britt Baker trying to fight back. And another drop kick from Layla Hirsch. Drags her to the middle of the ring. Into a cover. Hooks the leg on Britt, but only a 1 count.
Right across the face.
And another super kick from Britt Baker.
Oh, stomping away.
Now Britt gonna focus on the legs, the powerful legs of legit Layla Hirsch. And now look at that, kick to the knee and then a kick to the face. I wonder who Britt probably learned that from. But now look at this, Britt Baker on top of Layla Hirsch. And here come the forearms of the dentist.
Oh, man. Got the arm. Gotta respect the strategy to work over the arm. Nothing's gonna
And now
stop
Layla
her
Hirsch
now.
just
She's
having her
executing
face
on her plan.
pounded there. And not in a good way.
Trouble there.
And now Britt Baker probably looking for some big move, maybe looking for a big boot, but Layla Hirsch able to reverse. And what up to you, streamer? With all due respect, you may have missed some great action here on AEW Dynamite, but Britt Baker now with a patella brainbuster on legit Layla Hirsch. Hooks the leg, we all know who's that from. And Britt Baker uses enough of it to beat Layla Hirsch tonight.
Let's take another look at these
Applause to
ladies going
both
toe-to-toe.
women, especially Britt Baker, so aggressive here tonight, 2 weeks before AEW's Double or Nothing. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed any of the great action, I also influence you to take a look at some of my past videos on this channel as well. Britt Baker, who has put up quite a battle over these past couple of weeks. Hikaru Shida, I hope you're watching, because that's your opponent at Las Vegas. And right there, that was the beginning of the end. She dropped Layla Hirsch on her head and off her knee. And now wait a minute, Layla Hirsch rolled out of the ring, but Britt Baker eyeballing Layla Hirsch. What is she doing? Oh no, come on, Britt. You already won the match. Now Layla Hirsch trying to get back up to her feet. Come on, Britt, this is enough. This is enough. And now wait a minute, Britt Baker locking it. Oh no, she's got the lockjaw. The lockjaw. That was a statement. This is a statement to Hikaru Shida. She is not here to play games. She is not kidding around. The AEW Women's Champion has just displayed a new level of intensity and violence. And with that said, that could be the biggest deciding factor in Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker too. But also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about the announcement that I made earlier tonight. Despite the AEW, MLW Fusion, and NWA Power series going on, that's very strong here in AEW and on my channel in general, even though we've been on a great roll, unfortunately, AEW, MLW, and NWA Power will all be put on pause, as I will be working on the up-and-coming series of NXT Evolution, or the evolution of NXT, where you will see some of your favorite and greatest past NXT matches we will be doing from the beginning of NXT to where we crowned our first NXT champion to now, where we have some of the best superstars on the planet competing on the black and gold brand. And no, we will not be doing any AEW versus NXT series. I know many of you may want to see that, but unfortunately, we all know AEW killed NXT. We all know that. So be ready, because after a Double or Nothing, after the MLW Battle Riot, we will see the evolution of NXT series. Yes, some of the episodes will be live streamed. Majority of the episodes will be edited, where we will see some of the best NXT matches, how I would have booked NXT if I was put in charge. So be sure to subscribe and put on the post notifications for when those NXT videos do drop. And if you guys like this episode of AEW Dynamite so far, please be sure to hit that like button. It means a lot. It shows that you care. Also, follow me on Instagram at the One True Jordan. No caps or spaces. But up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event. Before Kenny Omega goes one-on-one with the Machine, Brian Cage at Double or Nothing for the AEW World title. Tonight, Kenny Omega is going to have his hands full as he takes on one of the big guys of Team Taz. I'm talking about Powerhouse Hobbs.
Making his way to the ring from California, weighing in at 270 pounds, Will Holt.
As you can see, Taz accompanying the big of Team Taz to the ring, Powerhouse Hobbs, who was handpicked by Taz personally to represent the name of Team Taz, represent the brand of black and orange. And he's going to do so here in the main event. But the question is, can Powerhouse Hobbs pull off an unexpected win against the best bout machine and current AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega? Omega, I honestly believe he needs this momentum if he ever wants to have even a possibility of defeating the Machine, Brian Cage.
And his opponent from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 267 pounds, one half of the Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega slowly making his way to the ring. Ever since aligning with Don Callis and the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers, Kenny Omega has adopted a new attitude, a new look, new attire, and all around just a new personality. I truly wish Kenny Omega the best in his endeavors as the AEW World Champion. I wish him luck at Double or Nothing. And here we go, main event time. It's the Elite versus Team Taz, and already Kenny Omega takes down Powerhouse Hobbs with a nice drop kick. And now the Comic Goye all ready to put down Powerhouse Hobbs, but it's not enough. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to tune in to MLW Fusion right before the MLW Battle Riot pay-per-view. And the Battle Riot will be commencing this weekend, as we will see people like Alexander Hammerstone, Low-Key, Filthy Tom, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Teddy Hart all fight for an opportunity to be the #1 contender for an MLW World Championship opportunity whenever they want at any time. But now back to this matchup. Powerhouse Hobbs back into the ring after Kenny Omega built up some great offense. But that's the power of Powerhouse Hobbs right there. Omega able to roll the shoulder up, but just momentarily. And I look at the strength of the Powerhouse. And now Omega caught with an Inzu Lariat by Powerhouse Hobbs. This is where things could be turning in the favor of Brian. Oh, wait a minute. Omega just slapped Powerhouse Hobbs right in the face. And oh no, Kenny Omega, you may want to get out of there as quickly as possible. And now Omega yet again reverses what Powerhouse Hobbs had in store, but bounces him head first off the post. And this is the smug side of Kenny Omega. This is where he's starting to play Powerhouse Hobbs like a fiddle. And remember, we saw Brian Cage in action earlier today as he took on Jungle Boy. Brian Cage able to get the win over the young athlete, but also take nothing away from the momentum that Cage has been able to build this past couple of weeks, ever since winning that Fatal 4-Way Eliminator last week. And now Kenny Omega trying to look for something to take down Powerhouse Hobbs, but Hobbs is just so big and so strong. And oh, a shoulder tackle just takes down the world champ. And again, Powerhouse Hobbs can't keep the champion down just yet. And oh, working on the midsection of Omega. And now Kenny just trying to goat Hobbs. And then making a mistake, but Kenny gonna hide at the top rope. And oh, what a right. That caught Hobbs. That very much caught Hobbs. And now Omega with a clothesline takes down Powerhouse Hobbs, and the ref is taken out as well. Oh, wait a minute. What is Omega thinking? This is not a no disqualifications match. And Kenny Omega, you saw his plan there was flaunted. And now Hobbs back into the ring, but Omega catches him with a Snapdragon suplex. Omega into the bridge, shoulders of Powerhouse Hobbs are down, but it's not enough to keep him down. Now Hobbs could be reeling. He could be the one in deep, deep trouble here. And now Omega just trying to do anything he can to survive. That's what Kenny Omega's trying to do, survive. And wait a minute, Cobb's hot. Cobb's caught Omega. And a huge slam into a cover on the best bout machine. But it's not enough. Omega rolls the shoulder up. And the crowd is right. Already this match is starting to get a little fire.
And finds a counter. Oh, kick right in the gut. Oh, targeting the stomach.
And now Omega tossed over the rope, able to catch himself on the apron. And Omega rolls up Hobbs. Can Omega probably steal one here tonight on the big guy of Team Taz? No, not just yet. And now Omega, a nice drop kick. And now Omega, can he really pull the trigger on Powerhouse Hobbs? Here we go. The trigger! And now Omega looks to pull the trigger. Goodbye and good night, Powerhouse Hobbs. The strength of Kenny Omega. The one winged angel. He kicks out of it. Omega somehow able to muster up enough strength to hit the one-winged angel on Powerhouse Hobbs. And right here was the biggest turning point for Omega, into the bridge after that Snapdragon suplex. Hobbs able to roll the shoulder up, and right here was when it could have been over. That huge slam with such impact. A slam that would have made Mark Henry proud. And Omega could have stolen the victory right there, but Hobbs able to kick out. And Omega, oh wait a minute, here comes the machine, here comes the machine, there's Cage, there's Cage.
Never gets called to face this guy. You're watching WWE live from Los Angeles.
And now Cage coming after Kenny Omega before they meet at AEW's Double or Nothing. And once again, the game glitched out. I'm sorry, y'all. That completely killed it. That ruined everything. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is all that we have for AEW here tonight. Omega able to get the win over Powerhouse Hobbs. Brian Cage made his way to the ring, but let's just say Taz kept him from launching a full-on assault on the World Champion 2 weeks before the World title match. But with that said, that is all we have for AEW here tonight. I will see you all for MLW Fusion on the next episode. And after MLW Fusion will be the pay-per-view for MLW, the Battle Riot. Who do you guys think is going to take the world title away from Jacob Fatu? Who do you think is going to earn the opportunity? We'll find out later this weekend. But with that said, goodbye, mwah, and good damn night. Bang!